This is a screen capture I got from when I was on Total Chaos, and I'm gonna fool with this image a little bit here, and I hope Nomadic Bike doesn't care. If he does, all he's got to do is tell me, and I will, of course, take it down, but I don't think he'll care. Well, first I'll take, and this was a screen capture, and first what I'll take is I'll pull out just the image of it right here. To take just that image, I select the image, and I say okay. Oh, first I do, like I always say you should do, double it. I go to the top one, that's the one I'll be using. And I'll take that top one there, and I'll tell it select invert and delete it. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to pull that name off this bottom down here. I want to have that. Now I can go down there and I can cut that name out. I'm going to select none. I don't even know if I'm going to use this for sure, but I think I may use it as a marker on the image when it's all done with. So I'm going to copy that from this bottom layer. See, there's the bottom layer. I'm going to copy that, copy, and then I'm just going to paste it in a new layer. I'm going to turn that off and slide that on top of that picture. Now of course you don't see it because it's under the picture. Notice the position here? As soon as I slide that picture down, there it is on top. Now I don't want that right now, but I've got it there. Now I'm going to take that. Now I can take everything. Now since this is all in the same area, I can select it. I'll select that. I select the outside and then invert it. And I say crop to selection. And what that did is just took that plain image, nothing more, with his Total Chaos chat up on top of it. Select none. Now I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this picture, but now I've got one. So as a matter of fact, when I cropped it, of course, I wound up with two of them. Okay, so let me turn this off and look at just the image. I'm going to take the image and break it down to a half a dozen different colors. Instead of that big wide range of color, I'm going to break it down to a half a dozen colors. So I'm going to tell it image mode indexed. Indexed means the select amount of colors. Now I have 6 picked here, which is pretty good, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to use a 6, but I'm going to do it real quick and show you something else. You can use a custom palette. This is either something you designed or something that is already part of the selection. We'll look at bears, we'll look at browns, and let's see what that turns out like, just for curiosity. I think I want to go back to the 6. There's a lot of colors in that. It looks kind of neat. But I do think I want to move it back down to 6 colors because that will let me, let's see here. And I push down the space key through the little hand, then I can move it in the middle like I want it to. Normally if you have a full screen you can see all this, but I'm using a small section of my screen, only 1280 by 760, so I can convert this into a video very, very easily. So I'm going to copy this because I do want to save it. Edit copy, and I'm going to paste it as a new image. That way I can save it, and I'll have that copy of it there. I'm going to go back to the original. Once you index a color, every layer changes. See, that one changed too. So usually when you index, if you're not 100% sure what you're going to do, you'll want to take that, make a copy of what you're doing, index it, then drag it back, which I didn't do. I should have done that. But you can always say, I don't like what I did. Oh my God. Okay, Control Z. Go Control Z. And back it up. And there's my colors back. Now I'm going to do what I told you that you should do when you do this. I'm going to take a copy of this, edit, copy, edit, paste as a new image. Now in this image, I'm going to say, okay, let's try something. I didn't like the way that brown come out. I shouldn't say I didn't like it. I don't. That's not what I had in mind. I want indexed, but I want to generate an optimum palette of 6 colors. And I don't like the way that one come out. But I may like the way they both come out when I put them together. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take and copy that now. Copy. I'm going to paste it over this image. Paste as a new layer. And now I'm going to take and select just the face part here. And as usual, duplicate that first. So if you don't like what you did or you have to go back, you can you've got that image to fall back on. And I'm going to delete just the face part. That's a little unique. That's a little different. It makes that background no ways near as important as what the face is. And I probably, let me do this. I probably could do that with the whole face. So I'll take this whole face. And again, I'll duplicate in case I don't like what I wind up with at the very end. And if I was really a hot shot, I would label all my stuff. That's what you should do. And I'm going to choose the rest of that area inside of the face. Now after I choose this area in the face, I'm going to take the background and I'm going to blur it. This is a unique tool that once you learn how to use it, you'll love it. The key to using a path tool is once you make that original arc, push the button and drag that back to the beginning and then make your next piece. Or if you don't curve it, you can just click and it will go there. But what I can do to make this real simple, which I wanted to show the arc. I want to show the arc tool because I'm not going to make it real easy. I'm not going to do it. I actually could just select that color and delete it. And that would leave me nothing but to build. I guess I should show you guys how to do it the easiest way instead of the hard way. Let's go back here. I'm going to select that face in there, but I don't have to select that particular color. I won't have to creep along that line to do it. I can actually just go, okay, let me select all of that part of the face, all that part of the face, and all that part of the face, and I'll delete it. And there it is, gone. Now to actually pick out the remaining inside is real simple. I can use this tool here. I use this tool here. Go along the edge. Oh, my daughter just called, so I'm gonna. Okay. Oh, are you talking to her? Okay. Let me stop my video. So I use this, I'm using this path tool here, and I'll select the inside. And again, you push down control, it will automatically lock up to that end point right there. And select from path. You see right there, I want to delete that inside. Delete that and select none. Now as soon as you click another tool, that path line goes away. Now if I click underneath, we see what we've done with the background. We've turned it into a very limited amount of color, which takes away the attention of it, and it puts him in the foreground of it. And I think, let me look at one more thing here. Yeah, down here, that little bit on the neck, I can do it. I can go there, see it's on that layer. So I can go to that layer and I can delete that, or not delete, I can erase that little piece right in there. I'll do this so you can see exactly what I'm erasing right there. I can choose it. I can either erase it like this, or I could actually use my select tool. But this looks like it'd be fine. It's not a lot to do there, so. And that's takes care of that pretty good. And put it back in. Now the background. Since you've got that, this is the background here that you're using now, see it? This background can have a lot done to it. We're going to repeat that background, and we'll show you some ideas here. This is a dull looking background color, which is fine if that's what you want. It's also a sharp line, which you might want to say, hey, geez, I think I want to blur that background a little bit. I don't care if it's there, but I want to blur it. I want his face to stand out. Then you go to blur, pick Gaussian blur. That's a little bit too much. A little bit of Gaussian blur blurs the background a little bit, but makes him stand out inside. That's one idea. We'll go back up that again. We'll take that and duplicate it again. So we've got one. See, I'm going to label these. Okay, blur. This is a blur. I'm going to call this one original, and I'm not going to change it. The original layer. But I'm going to go up here and change that top one. And I said, well, I think it would be neat if I changed that color to be a little flashier. I'd like the idea of it being separated only a few colors, but I want flash. Okay, so if you want flash, you put yourself a new layer up on top of that. Then you can choose either the individual. Watch again the difference of what I'm going to do. See this? This is multiple. Here, here, here. Or I can select none. Or I can say only one. And it only lets me select one at a time. If I click that, or that, or that. I can't select multiples at the same time. Or I can do a select by color tool. And a select by color tool will select none. Select by color tool will select all of this shade of brown anywhere, clear over in here everywhere. It will select that color. Now if I do that, say I think I want to make this flashy inside this place here. So let's pick a flashy color. And I paint it. Oop. Pour and paint. And again, if you notice the paint bucket that I'm moving around, there's that little forbidden sign saying there's nothing to color there. But when I move over the color that can take, the area that can take color, it turns into a bucket. Select none. I go back to that bottom again. I say, let me select all of this. Select all of this, all of that color there. And I'll take all that color and turn it into a yellow. Man, we're making this dude flashy now. Look at that. Is that yellow? And we go back down there. Say, let's select all this color here. All of this color here. Select all that. And let's paint it green, a bright green. We go up to our paint layer right there and paint it all green. Select none. Oh, we got one more color. No, we actually got a couple more duller colors. There it is. There's one. We'll go here and we'll select all of this color. There's only 6 colors. Was that what my palette was? Only 6 colors. That was all converted to 6 colors. So there's not a lot to select. A half a dozen colors isn't a lot to have to fool with. So we'll pick all that color out and we'll make that color. And notice, because the face is separate here, that it's not picking anything in that face, because that face is in a whole different layer. So we go back up here and we pick that color, and let's go back up to the paint and we'll pick a blue. I'm not sure why they all didn't paint, because I'm in a separate layer. Oh, I should do an all different layer for that, I guess, but that's okay. We'll just paint it with a brush. I'm getting so many things in that layer now that I'd be better off to do a whole brand new layer, I think. But I'm not going to worry about it, because I can always paint it with a brush instead of pour it. Okay, and I select none. And my last selection I'm going to pick would be this color here. And you see it scattered through the whole thing. And I can take that color, and I'm going to go with a new layer this time. And see if I can pour it in. Okay, see, it's all poured in. Now I can take and merge that down. Merge it down, select none. And select none. So that added a lot of flash in there. Oh my God. See, well, I kind of like that flash, but not so much. What if we turn this off? We've got that background still on. So we turn this one on and say, let's make that a little bit. We can take away that flash a lot. And what we've done is we've changed the opacity to see through that layer. So it took that brilliant flash out, and it made it very neat. It made something that was more subtly colored to the face. It's more matching to the face. Even with brilliant flashy colors, it matches much more to what that face is. And let's take in, now let's do something now. We'll take this whole thing. We'll take this whole thing here and say a new layer from the visible. Now what that did is took everything that was down there and converted it into a layer. If you see what I'm turning off, it's the same thing off and on. But if I turn it off, turn that off, turn that off, and that off, and this on, I've got the same image. So it took everything that was down here, convert it to one image. And if I do the top one and put it on, it moves his. Let me take this here, shrink it a bit. Now it took that total people chat and put it on top. And of course I can move that wherever I want to. Move it down here a little bit. Select. We want to move it down. I don't want to select that, and it's got it selected. Oh, because I didn't do it. Ah, look at this. Layer to image size. There. Now it doesn't look different. Now I can take that. I should have done it while it was still selected, but I'm going to do it this way. I take that, select it, invert it. I'm going to go back and select that again. What I just deselected, I'm going to do it again just because I want to do something here. There's another layer. I'm going to paint that layer a black. And I paint this stuff black a lot. Backgrounds don't really have to be black. I just do that. That's what I like to do for my shadows, to have it be black like that. And if you see, I got that black in the background. I can take that black in the background and I can slide it. And it comes down like a shadow. And because I slid it, the image is not in the same size as the original. So I can take that and see, layer to image size, and it puts it back. Now I can take, and instead of having that sharp line in it, the sharp line is good. I was going to blur it, but I'm not going to. A lot of things in here have sharp lines to it. So I think that sharp line might be kind of good to do in the background there. Good, good. I like that. I'll take and merge it down. If it was natural in the background and all the different shades, I might want to blur it in. But I think it will match because of the sharp lines that are used inside the rest of it. And I'm going to go here and make another layer. One more layer. And in that layer, let's see, I'll take and draw this out here. We'll just make something to kind of make that stand out. Let's use the blue. There's not much of the blue, so let's choose the blue in there. We'll select that blue. Here's the color picker, color pick blue. Notice over here, this will change when I pick it. And I'm going to go to this layer, and I'm going to paint the inside of that square, everything in the square. Blue. Select. Shrink. Let's shrink it by 1,000. I never use big numbers. If you ever seen my thing, I almost never use big numbers, but I use 1,000. Now I'm going to delete what's inside of there. Select none. Now the border's nice. The border's not nice going to the top of his head, so I go to where this border is. This is my border layer right here. I go to that border layer and select around his head. Delete it. And that's fine. I might even, maybe I could even select, let's take a look at it. I'll try this and say, let me leave his whole body in there. I don't want his body to be covered with that line. So we'll take that right there and delete it. Now I'm going to take that layer right there. First I'm going to make another one. I'm going to take that layer right there. I'm going to select that border I just made. Select that border right there. I'm going to take that layer and put it on the bottom instead of the top. So I've got a blank layer down here and paint it black. And select none. Now I take that black layer, see that black layer under there? See what I'm doing? There's the black layer. We'll go to that black layer and let's offset it. And I'm telling everybody you should label this stuff. I don't do it, but that's not the right way. But I'm doing videos. I don't want to take the time to do that, to label everything. And see, I can offset it by using my arrow keys. I use that. I click the image and then use my arrow keys to offset that border. Say OK. Layer to border size. Oh, layer to image size, not border size. Layer to image size. And there you go. There you go. Now I can put another up here and go oh, I don't want to duplicate. I want to make a whole new layer because I'm going to use this for thumbnail. And put my text in to make a thumbnail. Okay, I'm going to do Gimp tutorial. Gimp tutorial. Screen captures. And that can go over here. It'd look better over on that side, so we'll slide it over there. And of course you can't see it because of the dark background there. I don't think I want that dash after that. Matter of fact, I know I don't want that dash in there. And look at my alignment. My alignment is centered. I don't want centered. I want everything slid off on the side. See the difference? What happened when I did that? Look at the lettering. But I want it slid off to one side, and I'll move it over here a little bit, and that'll be fine. As a matter of fact, it might even be better if I made that into two. We'll go here. I go enter. I don't think 3 will look right. I'll look at it. I'll try it, but yeah, the 3 will fit in there. That's even better yet. Okay, all 3 will fit in there together. Now you do, of course, notice that layer to image size, but that doesn't stand out. So to make it stand out, we'll duplicate that layer. We'll take the bottom, let's make the top invisible. Take the bottom and say, I want to invert that color. So we go to colors, invert. There it is, white. Now take filters, blur. This one I'm stuck on sharp lines, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to stay stuck on the sharp lines. I'm going to take and just increase everything. I'm going to select them all again. I'm going to increase my selection by 2. And I'm going to paint that all white. And that will go, that's all increased now. And if I go here and I paint that white, it will put a white border in there. Now I can merge these down, merge down. And it's all in one. Am I right? Yep, everything's all in one. Select none. And if I take and select all now, I select that layer, select all. If I want to, I can try to drag it out a little bit and see if I can't make it a little bit bigger and still not look weird. Okay, I think that'll look good. Scale it, and then slide it back over on that edge again. Up here. Say, okay, to a new layer. Nice. The only thing I don't like is that the way the alphabet did, the way it was made, I don't think I did that. Maybe I left the space in there. Very possible I left the space. But see, it's not even with the other, that P in Gimp isn't. I guess it doesn't have to be. But it either should be there or in the middle. Design-wise, it should be either there or in the middle. So let's take it and put it in the middle. Cut. Paste in place. That puts it right back to where it was. But then to put it right back where it was, make sure you got it in the same height. That's what that does. It makes sure your height is right. And then we can take it and with arrow keys move it over so that the height stays exactly like it's supposed to. Okay. Now we go up here and say, okay, to a new layer. And then make that layer the size of the image. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Now I do a little promo up here. just for fun. It's a promo drawing for Total Chaos. And we'll select A. We'll shrink it down a little bit and move it up there in the corner. Or down here. What do you guys think? Up on top? Yes, up on top, but split it. Okay, so take this and say, okay, to a new layer. Okay. Cut it. Go Control X. Edit. Oh, where am I at? Oh, I'm here. That's why. Oh my God. Layer to image size. Okay, Control X, cut, and then paste it into place. Paste in place. And I'm going to see if I can slide over. I don't like that on top of his hat. That doesn't mean it's not right. It just means it's not what I like. And layer to image size and see if I can't move it now. To a new layer. And we'll go to that one and see if we can't move it up so they match. Okay. Okay, everybody. Here we go. And it's all in one layer. If I want to, I can even put a black outline on it. I can go like this and say, okay, let's select all those letters and put a layer on top and paint them black. Shrink it by 1. Whoop. Select. Shrink by 1. You only want to shrink 1, otherwise your letters will disappear. Shrink by 1 and delete. And that leaves a small black outline around everything. Select none. It's hard to tell there, but when you zoom in on it, you'll see that that's got a black outline all the way around each one of those. And I think this come out pretty good. I'm happy. Hey, everybody have a nice day. And if you like this, subscribe and check this guy out. He does a lot of, he's 989. Matter of fact, I don't know if he even does any videos. I don't think he's chat. He loves to chat, loves to talk to people, and it's fun, interesting conversation. So go there and check him out. Hey, thank you. Y'all have a nice day.